The chapter begins with the completion of the heavens and the earth and every host of them. It's the seventh day, and God finishes the work he had been doing. He rests on this day, hallowing it, because on it he rested from all the work of creation he had accomplished. This day, known as the Sabbath, is a day of rest, symbolizing the completion of creation. Following this, the narrative takes us back to the time when the earth and the heavens were formed. At this point, there was no shrub or plant of the field yet in the earth, and no herb of the field had yet sprung up. The reason for this was because the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was no man to till the ground. Instead, a mist would rise from the earth and water the whole face of the ground. Then the Lord God forms man from the dust of the ground, breathes into his nostrils the breath of life, and man becomes a living being. This man, known as Adam, is the first human being created in the image and likeness of God. The Lord God then plants a garden in Eden in the east and places the man he had formed in it. In the garden, God makes to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, including the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The Lord God takes the man and places him in the Garden of Eden to till it and keep it. He commands the man, saying, "You may freely eat of every tree of the garden, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall die." Seeing that it's not good for man to be alone, the Lord God decides to make a helper fit for him. He forms every beast of the field and every bird of the air and brings them to the man to see what he would call them. Whatever the man calls each living creature, that is its name. The man gives names to all cattle and to the birds of the air and to every beast of the field. However, for man there is not found a helper fit for him. So the Lord God causes a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and while he sleeps, he takes one of his ribs and closes up its place with flesh. From the rib that the Lord God had taken from the man, he makes a woman and brings her to the man. The man exclaims, "This at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man." Thus the chapter concludes with the statement that a man leaves his father and his mother and cleaves to his wife, and they become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked, and they were not ashamed. To recap, Genesis chapter 2 is a rich tapestry of creation, detailing the formation of the heavens and earth, the creation of man and woman, and the establishment of the Garden of Eden. It highlights the sanctity of the Sabbath, the divine command regarding the tree of knowledge, the naming of the animals, and the unique creation of woman from man's rib. These elements provide a deeper understanding of the world's creation and the divine order established by God. This chapter, filled with profound wisdom and divine symbolism, invites us to reflect on the intricate details of our existence and the divine wisdom that governs it.